Welcome back to another episode of the Sports Den. I'm Daniel. Today's episode talking about Dak Prescott's injury and how it impacts a possible long-term contract with the Dallas Cowboys. Dak Prescott, the Dallas Cowboys Pro Bowl quarterback, suffered a horrific leg injury a few weeks ago in a loss to the New York Giants. He recently had surgery, and his recovery time is supposed to take 6 to 8 months. Dak Prescott, through the summer leading into the season, had been in contract negotiations with the Cowboys and owner Jerry Jones. They could never agree on a long-term deal, and Dak Prescott was playing this season under the franchise tag. Prescott initially was looking for a contract north of $30 million. Not quite Patrick Mahomes' money, the $500 million 10-year deal Patrick Mahomes got, but somewhere close to that because Dak Prescott believes he's in that category. I think Dak Prescott is a really good quarterback, an elite quarterback in some respects, but not on the level of Patrick Mahomes. I definitely think Dak Prescott is better than, let's say, Jared Goff from the Rams or Carson Wentz from the Eagles, because his intangibles, his durability, and the fact that he's won multiple division titles, got the Cowboys to the playoffs, and won a playoff game puts him in that category. Dak, in my opinion, should have had a contract, let's say, within the $30 to $35 million range, but not quite 35 to 40. There was this stalemate the entire summer between Prescott and Cowboys ownership, and while Jerry Jones likes Dak Prescott, he doesn't love him the way or embrace him the way Jerry Jones did Troy Aikman and Tony Romo. I'll remind everybody, when Dak Prescott won the starting job from Tony Romo and went on to have some success, Jerry Jones would always allude to Tony Romo in interviews. There was even talks when Tony Romo officially retired and took his talents to the broadcast booth with CBS. Jerry Jones would talk about leaving the door open for Tony Romo to come back to the team, even while Dak Prescott was the starting quarterback and was winning for him. So this doesn't surprise me at all. And in my opinion, this almost gives Jerry Jones an out to not give Dak Prescott that long-term big contract he wants. Because Dak Prescott, we don't know how effective he's going to be coming off a leg injury after 6 to 8 months. Obviously, who knows what's going to happen with the Cowboys. Right now, Andy Dalton's the starting quarterback. The Cowboys, yes, they have a lot of talent, but the Cowboys have always had talented teams. But in typical Cowboy fashion, they always collapse and choke. And I don't see this season being any different. So we'll see how the season plays out going forward. But one thing that does help the Cowboys is that they're playing in a sorry-ass division in the NFC East. I mean, likely the team winning that division will be 8-8 or 7-9 because the other teams in the division are so terrible. But Dak Prescott definitely may have lost some leverage with Jerry Jones in terms of getting the money that he wants. And I would not be surprised if he's playing under the franchise tag yet again next season. It also would not surprise me if, hypothetically, the Cowboys, let's say, end up having a losing record and it with a top 10 draft pick, and Jerry Jones contemplates going into the draft to try to select a quarterback, or if he tries to trade up to get Trevor Lawrence from Clemson. I know that's a long shot because Trevor Lawrence will likely be the #1 overall pick, but when Jerry Jones likes and wants a player, he'll do whatever it takes to go get him. I mean, let's remember, just this past draft, he went and got CeeDee Lamb from Oklahoma. Jerry Jones is an Oklahoma alum. He loved CeeDee Lamb during the draft. A lot of people thought he was going to take a defensive player in that draft because that was a need for the Cowboys. But Jerry Jones, when he likes a player, he would go after them. And if he really wants Trevor Lawrence, if he wanted to hypothetically get Trevor Lawrence and move on from Dak Prescott, he would. And I don't see the Cowboys working out a long-term deal with Dak, given this injury, and Jerry Jones now has an out to not give him Dak Prescott, that is, the long-term contract that he wants. So we'll see what happens. But I want to hear from you guys out there. With Dak Prescott suffering this terrible injury, will Jerry Jones franchise him again, or will he try to give him a long-term deal? As always, let me know what you think. Leave your comments below. Hit the subscribe button, please. And we'll do it again next time, and I'm out.